Hello YouTube, Badmar1079 bringing you, well, something I haven't brought to you in a long time, a cooking video-ish. I've already done most of the work. It's just now the sticky part, I guess you could say. This is a recipe for something my grandmother found years ago. I don't know where she got it from or anything, but they are called sour cream twist. I am making them for Thanksgiving and everything. And here is the recipe in all of its glory. If you can read cursive, I shall go slowly and you can pause it wherever you need it to be. Most of it's pretty obvious, but for those of you that can't read, I had to take a long time to read this myself. You need 1 package of yeast, 1/4 cup warm water. You will stir the yeast into it and set it off to the side momentarily. You need 4 cups sifted flour, 2 sticks margarine or regular butter. We pretend to use the imperial margarine. 1 cup sour cream, 2 eggs, and the bottom bit is for the bit you use at the end, which is this little lovely blend right here of sugar and cinnamon. The recipe calls for 1 cup sugar, 1 cup vanilla. Oh, never mind. That's for the recipe. Never mind. You need a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The other bit down here is what you need for the sugar and cinnamon. You need 1 cup sugar to a teaspoon of cinnamon. Granted, that can be your own preference. We tend to add a little bit more cinnamon since, well, we're not her. We can't get it just right. After you mix it all together, sifted flour, eggs, all that stuff, you let the dough sit for 2 hours with a damp cloth over it in the refrigerator, a minimum to 2 hours to that of a whole day, if you so wish. And I shall grab a chunk because I am doing controlled little bits with it, so I can maximize the sugar cinnamon that gets into it. First, prep the board. Even though there's a bunch of it in there, you're going to need a lot because what you think might be too much is actually never enough. Put this back in the fridge and everything. Go in the fridge and move up like that. You can use that of Reynolds wrap or something, but it is better to use the old-fashioned way. Make sure you get all the dough covered as much as you can, because if you don't, this dough, as you saw a little bit, my hands, it is a very sticky dough. Pretty much you just want to get it really in there. Rub it in there and do this a couple of times, kind of just kneading it with it. So just make sure you get it a nice few layers of it. Because how they're supposed to look in the end, they're supposed to still looks like they're doughy after they cool and put into a refrigerator or a freezer. That's how they're supposed to look. To me, that's how they have always looked. Since I was a kid, asking my grandma, can I go out to her garage and get them that's in the freezer that she's made for us for the holidays, or just individually because she felt like baking. I will say this, these are fighting cookies pretty much in my family. They were that good. And let me know in the comments if you've ever had a type of dessert that your grandmother or an aunt or an uncle has made. They were like, we can't live without it, we have to have it for this holiday, or it's not the same. Or you're like me and one of my cousins that is trying to keep these recipes alive, even though not the best, it's still working. Oop, that's the timer. Alexa, off. Excuse me one moment. getting shook there. I'll show you there's look like in a moment. I just want to make sure it is extra good just in case. And now you roll it out to to get it nice and flat. No flour, but you can use flour. It's just that's not what my grandma's ever done. I have seen her do it. She's only screwed up once because I rushed her. And every other time, they're perfect. It looks like now, this dough doesn't want to play nice, so when all else fails, use your hands. Got to get it nice and thin to like 1/2 inch or so. See, like I said, doesn't look like it when you're rolling it out. You got enough. In the end, you don't. And a tool like this genuinely helps the process. Wanted to flip it without doing that, but I guess that's not going to happen. Shoot. And it's falling apart. This is a finicky dough. It is quite temperamental. My mom does not like doing this part that much. Good enough for this. You as much dough off my fingers as possible. Like I said, sticky. The sugar and cinnamon helps it oh so much at the beginning. Then when you're doing this, when it starts to get not cold anymore, chill runs off it, it tends to be very temperamental. Now this is completely preference, but this is supposed to make 4 dozen cookies. So you can make them, though, how big or small as you want it, but I tend to cut it in half, stretch it, much to what it is there, and the end product is there. But since I have you on camera, let me just see if I can get a good little bit. Take it, pull it a little bit, and twist, and you'll be able to see within, where's the camera at? The layers a little bit where the cinnamon and sugar is. Like I said, sticky. This is almost time-sensitive dough to work with once you're doing the final preparations. For me, I've just started to do this to where I'm making tiny controlled batches so I can do all this a lot easier. So I can make sure I get the cinnamon and everything in there. I think it kind of worked last time when I did it that way. Temperature 375, 15 minutes is what the recipe calls for, but if you're up, it depends on your oven and how quick it cooks and all that, so I'll just do 12. Alexa, set the timer for 12 minutes. And at the end, they should turn out like this. But this is going to be a little bit better because they're starting to look at, I don't know how well the camera is, but you can see what it looks like gloss. That's what it's supposed to look. They're starting to look like actual cookies, how they were always look. They're supposed to look wet still, doughy nonetheless. But you got that, you're good. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. A nice little different video for me always reviewing toys, warships, or anything else in between. and all that. So let me know in the comments below, what is one recipe that, one, you remember from your childhood, from like, oh, this is what grandma always made dessert-wise, or even not dessert-wise, like your favorite meal that someone in your family has made for the holidays, and you're like, ooh, I can't wait. Uncle, aunt, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, so-and-so, great aunts or uncles even, they bring this all the time and I love it, I can't wait. Let me know. The nice little memory. Sadly, my grandma has passed away that made this. So, like I said, me and one other cousin have to try and do this now to keep her recipes alive. I got a bunch of other ones. I got sugar cookie recipes, my mom's favorite, her arugula, and all that my cousin makes. I guess according to my mom, pretty damn close. Like these little tiny chocolate cakes. They kind of separate them like into brownies and saran wrap them with powdered sugar and all that. Let's see. Tastes like that, like candy almost. Very good. This batch might be the best one thus far I've ever made. But yeah, let me know if you've ever made this recipe, if you've ever seen it, or this is your first time seeing it and you want to make it for yourself. Let me know how well it turned out for you. I'd like to know. And do you agree with me on these are fighting cookies? Because I remember mom got called by her sister. She yelled saying, "You got more than me from mom," and all that, and blah, blah, blah. It was a big old pissing match. It was funny. But yeah, so let me know. There's the recipe again. I shall show you 4 dozen in my grandmother's handwriting. You can pause it, you can see it for yourself. And like I said, you can't read it. 1 packet yeast, 1/4 cup hot warm water with the mix with the yeast, 4 cups sifted flour, 2 sticks to 1 cup margarine, 1 cup sour cream, 2 eggs, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of vanilla. And like I said, at the end, like I said, this part right here is your preference. How much sugar you want to taste, how much cinnamon you would like to taste, and all that. Mix it all well. Let it sit for 2 hours to a day in there. Well, the 2 days it looks like it says. Day, 2 days, however you want it. Make sure you stir it, all that, and everything else. Like I said, this time varies on what you have. So, that's going to do it all for now. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And let me know in the comments below for the questions that I asked for this. Or if you would like to see me make another one of my grandma's recipes. I like doing this one and her sugar cookie recipe. But on that note, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. We're almost at 500. Come on, let's try and get that maybe before Christmas. I know we can do it. I've seen it in the past. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.